Hello.
Hello.
Oh my
Ah,
goodness.
hello, hello.
Let's all together as this beautiful community, let's just take a nice deep breath in. Deepest breath you've taken this day, this week, this month, this year. Ah, thank you so much for being here. We are coming in with some seriously tender love to you today around this whole phenomenon that is resolutions. And I'm curious to know because I used to fall fault to this quite a bit, but it would be there's like nothing ever gets solved. So it's like every single year there's the same thing that I put the previous year. And it's like, how much longer is this going to be until, like years ago when I started this whole
Ah,
journey with myself around once I'm claiming something, I'm claiming it. And then I put the attention on it because where our attention goes, energy flows. And then it gets to just be complete. So let's open this up. Let's open this up, sister, because there's so much stress in the realm of New Year stuff. And like there just doesn't have to be. What if? What if it's solved?
well, that's the whole thing, right? Because we know the things that get us to the place of not solving the root cause of things. And so we've become complacent. It's even expected that we'll just make New Year's resolutions and that'll be it. We know we're not going to keep them. That's just what it is for the most part. Um, but yeah, what if we made, if you want to make a resolution, I personally don't make them, especially this time of year, but if you want to make it and it feels good for you, like what if you resolved to solve it? Like that thing that's nagging you every single year that you put on your vision board, on your goals list, relationship goals, weight goals, like all this stuff. That's band aid stuff. You can shift all of those behaviors. And what we know is that just changing the behaviors doesn't necessarily mean that you've actually changed the belief system that's anchored inside of you, nor does it mean that you've actually changed and shifted any of the energies that you're still carrying that led you to the behaviors that derailed you in the first place. So it's kind of like the difference between training and coaching. Like you know this, Jill, and any other coach out there knows, like, we could train you to do a bunch of stuff. I can train you to prioritize. I can train you to be more organized in the new year. I can train you. Like, yeah, that's training. That has absolutely nothing to do with your belief system and your identity of self. So when you are faced with complications or challenges that are not perfectly aligned with the training that you got, your system, nervous system, and brain will default back to the same old behaviors and habits and patterns. So, our question to you is, what if you really made the resolution to solve it? Solve it. If it's something that happened, no, you can't go back in the past and change it. But what if you made the declaration and claimed for yourself in this year, right now, I'm going to solve this for myself. I'm not carrying this energy forward. I'm not going to allow people like, oh, I'm so triggered. We're going to be triggered. We're going to be activated by something. But what if you solved for yourself how you respond to it? What if you made that the thing and you just got 1% better year over year, month over month, week over week, day over day? Like, what if that was the thing? Instead of focusing on, I'll just make a new resolution, get a solution, solve for it. And that could show up in many ways. Yes, of course, I'm going to plug Ishara Body. Yes, come to it. We have classes available. Body Alchemy, we're here. So you can check that out, ishtarabody.com. But also, you have therapy and counseling and different psychologists. Of course, you have support groups. You have hopefully sister circles because we talked about creating those for yourself. So you're not moving in isolation and suffering in silence. There is help available, there are support tools available, but a lot of us don't connect ourselves to that. So we never get to the solution. And the solution doesn't mean that it's all fixed, it's all done, that never bothers me again. The solution
Yeah.
just means I know how to feel my feelings about that in a really healthy way. And I can
Yeah.
move on with my life and move through it. What say
This
you, people? Put it in the
this
comments.
this part around the solve, here's the thing, and I talk to lots of clients, and so do you, Stacey, around this. If not now, I'm always like, if not now, when? Because you will be faced with it 6 months from now to a year from now. And I've had women, you've had women that have come, and it's like same place as a year ago. And
Yeah.
this is what I am devoted to. I know you are devoted to, sister. And this is why, one of the whys as to why we created Still, was to have this community, to be an anchor and to be a mirror for other women to break free of these patterns, so it doesn't have to be another year, another 5 years, another 6 years. Enough is
Yes.
enough. Enough
Yeah.
is enough. And I will also say, from my personal experience and just witnessing you, Stacey, all of our other sisters, when we're talking this type of work, to put it down and say, I'm going to solve, I'm going to be committed to this. If you want to go energetic layer deeper than commitment and say, I am fully devoted, let that devotion wash over
Mm-hmm.
you energetically and reach all of your cells. This is not a path to walk alone. The reason for this is, until you put yourself in the containers of other sisters, of a mentor, of a coach, of a guide, these patterns will remain. They're sneaky. They are
Mm,
very sneaky. Okay.
mm, mm,
Trust. They are going to hide. They are going to hide out. You're going to think, oh, I got this covered. Then you get in an intimate relationship, or you are in a new situation working cross functionally in your organization, and
mm-hmm.
something happens. And then out of the shadows comes this pattern. Unless you put yourself in safe containers where your body, your nervous system can actually really, you can open up in your vulnerability. I'm here to say, I just don't know that the patterns can fully be resolved to where then it can be, oh, wow, I'm landing and I am worthy. I absolutely hold my worth. I
Mm-hmm.
don't carry the shame for this. Oh shit. Okay. I'm feeling guilty on this. And then after you've been held, after you have tools to work through the pattern, then it does become quicker to solve it on your own. But like, be
Yes.
open to having the mirror up. It's so scary. Listen,
Yeah. Yeah. It
it's
can
so
be
scary. It's so
terrifying.
scary to step into a group of women, and not know anyone. And and we hear you. And God, what if this is the year it really is solved?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Ooh, the
Oof.
what if. The what if is
What
is
if?
what excites me. Like, what if I really allowed myself to live pain free from that thing that happened? Like, what if? Do you know a lot of us can't even imagine it because the thought has never been deposited? But because you're only operating with your brain, she only knows what she knows. But when you allow yourself to be in group, in circle, and be held in a safe container, these new seeds get deposited. And it's like, oh, wait, what if? You mean that's possible for me? Wow. I never even imagined. I Listen, let me tell you, I was in a really bad car accident when I was 19, got hit by a semi truck, back issues from then on. They told me I needed back surgery. I didn't get it, blah, blah, blah. I knew I was committed then to a life of pain management. I'm just used to living with the pain. And on any given day, the pain could be at a 7 and 8, some days a 10, but sometimes it's like a 5, right? But it's still there. And I'm just aware that it's there. Recently, I saw a new back therapist for some work. And whatever she did, because we went in a new path and she created this safe container for me to be really vulnerable and to have a deeper level of devotion to healing, because that wasn't even in my mind at all. I can't heal. Like, this is done.
Mm.
My back is a mess. That's just the way it is. And it's just going to hurt me, but I know how to deal with it, right? Long story short, I've only had a few sessions with her. And in a few sessions with her, being held in this really safe and vulnerable place to make this deep level commitment, this devotion to healing, her putting that idea in my head that it's even possible. I didn't have that on my own, only with her in partnership and relationship. There's one particular area of my back where I became almost instantly aware that I was no longer carrying pain. Unheard of in my whole world and in my mind. None of that would be possible. I'm talking about decades and decades and decades of pain management and just accepting that that's the way it is. Well, because that's what the doctor said. If you don't get surgery, you're going to live a life of pain management. And at 19, deposited, and all of the beliefs came with it. This is who I am. I carry back pain. And then I have evidence to support it. I'm in pain all the time. I get hit by more cars, blah, blah, blah. All of it happens until now. Wait a minute. Maybe there's something else possible. Maybe there's a different way for me to be, a different way for me to live. The injury still happened. Can't take that away, can't change that. And I can't get those years back. All of that still happened. And today I get to live differently. I get to live without that particular pain and that one part of my back. This is the power of being in relationship for your healing. You can do a whole lot on your own. I've navigated 20, 30, whatever years on my own and thought it was fine. In partnership with someone who knew a little bit more than I knew, who was some steps ahead than where I am, new ideas got planted, new beliefs got anchored, and now I'm in a new identity. I'm no longer a woman who carries that particular kind of back pain. I get to live pain free and I get to manage whatever else. And maybe there's more healing for me. I don't know. But the point of this is that, man, isn't it time? Isn't it time for you to let it be as fantastic and as good and as pleasurable as life can possibly be? Isn't it time? Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of suffering? Aren't you tired? And I am not talking, and I know Jill, you're not either. We're not talking about the big cataclysmic things that are happening in the world, that kind of suffering. I'm talking about the suffering we carry on the inside for things that we have not healed from, that we get to choose to heal from.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
now. It's now.
It's just so incredible after all those years. And now you're like, oh, I can heal. Such a good message for everyone out there of that's just so huge. Like, it's
I
not
mean, I'm sitting
possible
here
for
in
me to
joy.
heal.
It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
I can move this and not be in pain. Like, what? Are you kidding
Ugh.
me? The possibilities, the
It's the
possibilities.
possibilities and the opportunity when you put yourself in certain containers to bear witness to possibility,
Yeah.
because that's what it's all about. And I also want to anchor in, like you're saying, this has gone on for so long. For those of you out there that might be, you are a total giver. You are a giver, giver, giver of
Oh,
yourself, of your time. You're a people pleaser. Maybe it's hard, difficult for you to anchor in to be able to do something like this for yourself. Maybe you have the thought, like, it really could be a difficult thing to say,
yeah.
yep, I'm going to solve this and I'm committed and I trust. the people and the guides and the things that come into my life, like that's for me. Here's a thought. Here's a thought for you is to support you in anchoring in that you absolutely get to be free of pain, of suffering, of things from the past. Anchor it into the knowing that this is not just for you. This will never be just for you. Once you say yes, once you make the step forward, you are the solve for generations, generations
Yeah.
to come. Whether you bear children, whether you don't, everything you do is directly impacting those around you and those that you cannot see, frequency and energetically. Anchor into that.
That's huge. That is so huge. And I thank you for bringing this up because I think so many times we forget about that. We just forget.
We're
And
up to our
here's
own
the
thing.
reality.
I
It's like we're
mean,
doing our life, we're doing our thing.
it.
And here's the thing, like, sis, this is not just about you. It is not. Like whenever I'm going through stuff and like, ooh, it's deep and like it's happening, it's scary or it's painful, whatever, I'm going, ooh, this is not just about me. It's not. There are people watching. There are people witnessing your journey. There are people who are on the sidelines and watching how you go through something is inspiring them and it's changing them. Do you know how many things I didn't do in my early days in my career because no one had ever modeled it for me? Where would I have even known that? And then when I saw it for the first time, it was like, boom, poof. What? What? I can actually be this? Huh. It's a new possibility. So keep in mind that your healing isn't just for you, it is part of your legacy. It is part of your legacy. What about your daughters, your sisters, your nieces, your younger cousins, the girls, the women in your community, in your state, in your province, in your country, in the world? That is the ripple effect of you saying, yes, I will heal. I will solve for this year. I will do this because I know it's not just for me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's for me and I'm going to enjoy it. But it's scary as all get out. I don't really do this. I don't do the group thing. Like I hear that a lot. I was that. I don't do the group thing. I need private time. I'm like, because no one's going to see me
This is
in
why, this
my,
is why
not put
I
together state.
literally said that
So,
too. I was
but
like, nah,
that
I'm
is
good. I
not
just,
how it works.
yeah, put me on the private track. I don't need, no, I don't need a group. No, no.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it's a real
tell you, yeah, anchor, that is, I think this is a good place to wrap for today is anchoring into the generational change and the legacy that will be had. Whether you truly actually get to see it, I can tell you, bearing witness in my own life with family and friends, I'm seeing like the shifts and the conversations. I am seeing it. I am bearing witness to some of it, but you might not see it. And the question is that okay? Can you be okay with that? And knowing that it's still happening, like playing in the invisible once you are creating this change in yourself for the ripple that is happening for everyone around you. Yeah,
This is
beautiful.
big stuff. It's big. It's big.
This is
And that's
big.
why I love having this community where we can come together. And we love hearing from you through your emails, through your comments, all of the different things, your social posts about how this is moving you, how this is touching you, and how you feel seen and heard. Like we're here for that.
Yeah.
And this is a whole movement to shift humanity. And it starts with each one of us individually. And we don't have to be in it alone. We get to heal together. And so for this new year, new calendar year anyway, If you are considering your traditional and normal resolutions, we just invite you to consider stepping into solving it, stepping into the solution. That's all
Mm,
a resolution is. A resolution is the act of resolving, resolve meaning to solve again. Do you want to keep solving this again and again and again, or do you want the solution? Because it's possible and it's available, and we get to be in solution together. So, that is
Listen,
our
here's the other
devotion.
thing. We have been saying this for a long time, and we can tell you there is something very yummy coming up in about a month. So we will have a beautiful opportunity for you to claim this, to claim this
Yes.
solution for yourself. And so get ready because we're pretty excited. Still is up to some things to support you. And if you want support before that, like Stacey did say, we are now licensed Ishtara teachers. If you want to
Yes.
learn more, go to Ishtara. It's ISHTARA body.com. Find us on the teacher page. You can see our upcoming classes and let us know. Send us a message if you just have questions. Like we're here to answer all the things for you. And we're sending you the biggest love on this solution solving day of devotion.
Yes. Solve it in 2024. We are here. We love you. Thank you for
Love
tuning
you.
in
Mwah.
as always. Mwah. Until
Bye.
next time.